I chose to do my project on sacrifice about my great grandfather. I wish I would have known him better and for longer, but I'm so glad I had the chance to spend that time with him as a little kid. I saw the way he loved his family and how much joy we brought him at the end of his life. Grandpa Larry is an example of someone who loved deeply and sacrifices his life for our country. The definition of sacrifice is to give up something important or valued for the sake of other things. My great grandpa Larry had to give up comfort and his time with loved ones to serve our country during the end of World War II. Lawrence Enrique Mancini was born in Denver, Colorado in 1920. He was one of four children born to Frank Mancini and Mary Busey Mancini. He was the first generation to be born in the USA. His father, Frank, came over from Abruzzi, Italy when he was just 14 years old. Frank came over alone and hopeful for a better life. The woman he would later marry was brought over as a baby by her parents. They too are from Italy, near Abruzzi, in a region called Castel di Pizzuto. Lawrence, known as Larry, grew up in Colorado and attended college for Colorado State University. There he studied agriculture and played football for CSU. After graduating in 1941, he enlisted in the ROTC and began training in the U.S. for military life overseas. Larry met Elaine Crancy and fell in love. They married in 1942. Sacrifice and military go hand in hand. Elaine had to sacrifice being near her new husband, Larry, his new bride. They spent one of their only first 4 years together. Elaine stayed near her family in Colorado during this time away. Grandpa Larry did some training in Georgia and served overseas in Africa. He was stationed in Africa from 1943 to 1944. Then in 1945, he graduated from artillery school at Fort Sills in Oklahoma with skills in logistics, supplies, and weaponry. For his great service, he was honorably discharged from the military and went home to Colorado and began his own farming business. Later, he and Elaine had 3 boys: Tom, Gary, my grandfather, and Mike. They have great memories of growing up on a ranch and serving their small community in Colorado. Though none of Larry's children went to war, my grandfather Gary was close to being drafted. His number was 5 away from being called. A favorite story told by my family is about my great-grandfather Larry while he was in artillery school. At the end of school was a graduation celebration for the cadets' families. At the ceremony, they were going to have an artillery demonstration. Grandpa Larry was in charge of the demonstration. His team lined up with the big artillery guns and set target locations where it would be safe for the crowd. While they were waiting to shoot the big cannons, Grandpa had a feeling that he should check each of the guns for target locations. When he did, he found that the cadet had made an error. The cannons were set target onto the bleachers where the families were sitting, with a live ammunition round. He corrected the problem and saved the people's lives. My great-grandfather, like many others, sacrificed his time, life, and talents to better our world. The only thing that makes him better than the rest is that I get to call him my own great-grandfather.